All right, welcome out to Pirates Cove podcast again. It's not Wednesday; it's Tuesday evening. It's a special podcast that we're bringing to you guys today, as we have two Rockport Fulton athletes that are going to be on the podcast. Mikey Dominguez and George Marable. They'll be traveling up to Austin tomorrow. They'll be competing in the state track meet this weekend. I think it's Thursday. I'm not sure the actual day, but they're going to be up there representing Rockport Fulton. And we wanted to bring them on and kind of talk to them a little bit, let them explain what they're going to be doing up there, all the hard work that they put in for our community to see. And so Johnny and I, as we always do on the podcast, will have some questions for them to answer so the community can get to kind of know our athletes. And of course, with me every Wednesday and now on Tuesdays is my sidekick, the Z-Man, Johnny Zavala. Johnny, how you doing?
Doing good.
All right, so we've got the two state qualifiers here. I'm excited to have them here, and I'm going to introduce them now. First off, Mikey Dominguez. Mikey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great, Mikey. So Mikey we'll be talking about her. She'll be pole vaulting. I don't know much about track. I don't know Johnny does, so they're going to educate me. And then we've got George Marable. George is doing the 300-meter hurdle. George, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well.
All right. So I want to
good as well.
Oh, yes, sir. And I want to thank you guys for taking some time today. I know you guys are busy preparing yourself for your trip tomorrow to Austin. So thank you for spending some time on the Pirates Cove so the community can get to know you guys. And so, Johnny, before we start asking the questions, as we always do on Wednesdays, right, we asked the family, your parents, to send us a little bit of info on you guys regarding your track and field, when you guys got started, because I know you didn't get started this past year. It's been probably through junior high or stuff like that. So they were kind enough to send me some information on you guys that I'm going to read out so the community can hear. But what we're going to start doing this first time, if it's okay with you guys, is I'm going to go ahead and put the letter on the Pirates Cove so people can go in at any time and read it. So if you guys are okay with that, I'll do that. If you guys are not okay with it, then of course we won't do it. We'll only do it with the permission from you guys and your parents. But that's something that we would like to start doing after this podcast. And so Mikey, I asked your parents, they sent me some information on you. I know you also play softball, so you've been on the podcast before, but I'm going to read out what your parents sent me. So Mikey started playing sports at a young age. I remember going to Walmart and the youth football league was having signups. She grabbed me and pushed me into the area for signups. And I asked her if she wanted to sign up for cheerleading. And she said, no, it was football. I remember when she went to tryouts and when Coach Steve Cantu drafted her and she had to size up for pads. The rest, of course, is history. She played football and softball in youth sports, played select football with South Texas Beast Boys and Coastal Bend Predators. Coach Chancellor was the athletic director at the time back then and told us he would support Mikey playing football in junior high when the time came. He resigned and went elsewhere, but new athletic director Coach Seibert said he would honor it and put her in boys athletics in 6th grade. Well, 7th grade came and she made the A team, starting cornerback and short yardage back on offense. Mikey played basketball that year on the B team and for the first time ever joined track to pole vault. That's where it all started. She's been a district champ since 7th grade. She threw 7 feet 6 inches, set the junior high record of 9 feet 6 inches in 8th grade. In 9th grade, she threw 10 feet 3 inches. And then in the 10th grade, there was a high school record, I believe, Mikey. And then you threw in 10th grade, you threw 11 feet 6 inches. COVID took your junior year. And this year, she's throwing 13 feet. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You threw 13? Wow. That's awesome. Every team in junior high she was in was district champion. In high school, she only plays softball and does the pole vault. Her softball select teams were Texas Glory Houston, and now her new team, Athletics Mercado Bonola, nationally ranked team. I remember her at a young age somehow. She learned to play chess. We talked a little bit about Mikey playing chess when she was younger, and she was really good. She is a true competitor. We need 13 feet Thursday. Mikey, this is awesome. And I will tell you before I move on to George, I saw you play youth football, and I remember thinking, man, she's fearless. I saw a couple of your games in junior high. But it's just amazing. And you and I talked before we started this podcast, right, where you have an opportunity to get two state rings, two state titles, right, because you're going for pole vaulting, and then you're also your softball team is in contention to get it. So how many athletes can say that in high school, right? So it's a blessing. The hard work that you put in, that your parents have also been with you in this long journey, right? Hopefully it'll end with the championship both this weekend for you in pole vaulting and with your softball. And just know that the Pirates Cove is definitely behind you. And we wish you nothing but the best. And I know you're going to give it your best. And at the end, I think you'll be the last one standing.
Thank you.
So I would say good luck to you on Thursday. And we'll be waiting for some posts so we can see the final results. George, your parents also sent me something. So I'm going to go ahead and read out what your parents sent me. George started running track in 7th grade and playing football in 2nd grade in his previous community, which was Dripping Springs, Texas. He moved to Rockport High School before his junior year in 2019. He started on the football team at safety for the Pirates for the last 2 years. George received academic all-district and all-district honors in 2019 and 2020. He will be playing in the South Texas High School Football All-Star Game later this month. George ran the 100-meter hurdles, the 300-meter hurdles, and was the anchor on the mile relay for Rockport Fulton High School. Last year's season was cut short due to COVID. In 2021, he was able to advance to the regionals in all 3 events. George won first place in district, area, and regionals in the 300-meter hurdles and has advanced to the UIL 4A state track meet in Austin on May 6th. We wish him luck in Austin and are very proud of his accomplishments. George, that's what your parents sent me. And the same thing as I told Mikey, the Pirates Cove supports you 100%. We're proud of you guys for representing our community up there. I know you guys have put in a lot of time and work. And not only with you guys, but, your parents, they take this journey with you guys because it didn't start yesterday. It started when you guys were very young, and all the work and you have to put in your studies. It's just awesome that you guys are going to go up there and you're going to be representing Rockport Fulton. So we wish the both of you guys the best of luck. Know that the Pirate Code backs you up 100%. And when it's all said and done, we'll be waiting for the results. But I know you guys will be the last one standing. So congratulations once again, and good luck from the Pirates Cove.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. You and Mikey both deserve it. Johnny, I'll go ahead and throw it over to you so we can start the questioning.
That was some good stuff there. I liked hearing all that stuff. Both Mikey and George, that was real good. I like that. So I'm going to start off with the questions here. I'm going to go with George first with this one. George, during your event, is there anything that you like to do before your event? Any superstitious stuff? The morning you wake up doing it, or just tell me a little bit what goes through your mind as far as getting prepared for that.
Yes, I am really superstitious. It's kind of funny. I like to eat Twizzlers. I always keep like a pack of Twizzlers in my track backpack at all times. And that was just sports in general. That started last year with football. I'd always have like Twizzlers before like any event. Just, I don't know, it just calms me down. Definitely Twizzlers. I don't wear socks with my track spikes, which everybody thinks I'm crazy for that because everybody thinks I'm disgusting. But I just don't like wearing socks with my track spikes. So mainly those 2 things, and obviously the usual, like I'll wake up early, I'll stretch, and I'll just go through my like a routine that I do every meet.
Interesting. What about you, Mikey? I know we went through this with softball. Is there anything different for your events for track and field?
Well, definitely not like George, but I do tend to I always have to do my hair the same, and I always have to wear the same stuff. So I have the same stretching routine usually. But not like eating the same thing, but usually just the same stretching routine and just the same clothes and stuff like that.
See, yeah, Twitter is a new one for me on that one.
I can't explain it. I can't.
George,
It started with football.
George, what got you into doing hurdles?
This is actually a funny story. So it was my freshman year at my old school. It was after we had football. We had a football off-season workout. We finished up, and then coach was like, "All right, we're having after we did our workout, we'd go do a half of what the track actual workout was because we had just worked out. So we'd go to our track workout, and while we were running it, I made a joke to the coach. I said, "I'll run hurdles," like as a kind of a snarky comment, and then at the end of the track practice, he's like, "Okay, go over there with the hurdlers and go learn how to hurdle." I was like, "Oh, okay." So ever since then, the rest is history. I just fell in love with, form work and all that, just hurdles in general.
That's pretty interesting. I like that. Mikey, what are your chances of winning gold?
So right now I am seated first with a 12.6 jump, but this past 2 weeks I've been practicing on getting on bigger poles, and usually getting on bigger poles I'll jump higher. So hopefully I'm aiming for 13.3 clearing at the meet, and hopefully I can break the state record as well as
What is a state record?
12.3.
No, it's 13.3.
I mean 13.3. My bad. 13.3.
That'd be very interesting and very, very interesting. Gabriel, I'll pass it on to you.
All right. So George kind of answered the first question that I had for him. So I'm going to kind of skip on that one. Mikey, I'm going to ask you. Talk to us a little bit about, you started pole vault in the 7th grade, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So kind of talk about that first time that you started pole vault in 7th grade to where you're at now. Like, talk through, man, the struggles I'm sure that you had, the hard work, because where you started and look where you're at now.
Yeah. So when I was in 7th grade, I had no idea what I was doing. Like, poor Coach Hasso, like I'm such a handful. Even today, like, he has put up with me. Like, he's crazy, honestly. But in 7th grade, I was just trying to get over a bar, and my form was just so ugly. And a video actually popped up with my mom's memory on Facebook, and from me in 7th grade, and it just makes me laugh because, like, if you would tell me in 7th grade that I would be going to state in high school, I would laugh at you, because honestly, like, I would have never thought. I know Coach Hasso knew that I would be going to state as a high schooler, but I wouldn't ever, because I practice pole vault. Like, I never practice it really as much as I do softball. Only during track season do I practice pole vault, and like all my other competition, like, that's their pole vault's their sport. Like, they practice it year round. Like, that's their thing. And so, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why you're an athlete. That's what's so impressive, right? You've got so many other things that you succeed in, to watch you be able to do this. And it's credit to Coach, like you talked about, the coaches that you have too, that really spend the time and they help you. They see talent in you, and they're going to push you, and you accept that, and you go out there and you put in the time, and look where you're at now. So it's awesome. George, I do have a question for you. So you started running in the 7th grade. Am I right on that?
Yes, sir. That was.
Can you talk? Can you talk about your coach? Because I knew you were in Dripping Springs at the time. Kind of talk about your coaches that started you in 7th grade, and then when you moved down here your last 2 years, and the coach here in Rockport that continued that helped to get you to where you're at now.
So 7th grade, we had my hurdle coach his name was Coach Truesdale, and he was a fun, hilarious guy, and I was terrible. Like, I was the kid who would, like, it's not fast. I would just had terrible form. I was just not good at all. Like, I'm going to be completely honest with you. And so the coolest thing, but the best hurdler I ran it, like, competed with him in 7th grade, was actually the kid that I ran against, that I beat at regionals, the kid who got second, which is actually which is kind of cool. So, I was terrible. And then so 8th grade year, I did not actually run track. I was sick during tryouts, and it was kind of just like the thing that I was just like, oh, I like football anyway. I was like, I'll just train and lift weights and get better for football. So then freshman year came around. Like I said, decided to just run again. I like to compete. I'll just try it again, give it another shot. So I got back into it. Was also terrible. I got better throughout the season. I got like 3rd on JV or something my freshman year at Dripping Springs. Sophomore year, I got a little bit better and just, kept working. And that's when I really fell in love with it. And it was like my coaching, the coaches I love, my coaches were great and fantastic, but it really was just the older kids that really made me enjoy and like track and field. They all went to go run at D1 colleges, and they just taught me a lot about, just how to compete, and just was kind of like a older figure for me, which is awesome. And that's who I really like made me fall in love with the sport. And then my sophomore year, then again, still not that very good. Getting a little better, a little faster. And then eventually I moved to Rockport my junior year, and I just, obviously the season got cut short due to COVID, but I know my sophomore year, actually that's when I first ran a mile relay. And ever since then, I've just been, constantly working and getting faster and stronger. And I think that's really what just built up, is just continuously, and not, never saying that I'm not bad. I'm not going to give up, and I'm to like keep on striving for, what I want to be myself. I guess that's how I can put it.
And George, who's your coach here in Rockport that works with you?
Coach Madrano and Coach Williams. Coach Madrano basically is my running coach, if that makes any sense. So what I do for my training is I'll go a certain time with just Coach Madrano and like most of the other track guys, and we'll do a set workout where, for training for like kind of mid-distance to sprinter work. And then I'll go like an hour, 30-minute break. And then me and Coach William will work on just specific hurdles and hurdle drills.
Wow. That's awesome. I mean, that's great. And Mikey, I'll ask you, I know that Coach Hassel, we've already talked about it. He's kind of been working with you. If you can kind of talk about what he's meant to you and how he has helped you to get to this point.
Coach also has always believed in me, no matter what. We made a pact in middle school. He said, you have to promise me that you're going to vault for me in high school, all 4 years. And we promised. And sometimes sometimes I've had doubts, and Hostel's probably one of the best coaches that have helped me through that. Like, say I'm like super negative one practice, he never lets me like leave practice angry or frustrated at myself, like, because pole vault is hard, and pole vault's like 40% like pole vault and like the rest like mental. So it really is like difficult for someone who does a lot. It's a lot to take in. But Hasso is really like, he's really believed in me, and he's really helped me a lot. He's probably one of the best coaches at Rockport. Yeah,
I've heard a lot of good stuff about Coach Hassel, and it's great. I've always said here on the podcast that, we talk about the kids and the success and the sports that are having success here at Rockport, right? But it's also giving credit to those coaches, behind the scenes, the work that they're putting in. They've got to be able to try to figure out and put you guys in a position to succeed. And they're doing a great job right now. We've always talked about how our sports, we're excelling just about in every sport. So it's awesome to be able, and we got to give credit to our coaches, our athletic director. He's the head guy here. Coach Seibert, all the way down to his assistants. They're doing an awesome job with what we're doing here at Rockport. I'm going to go ahead and throw it over back to Johnny. I think he's got a couple of questions for you guys.
George, what is your best time, and how does it compare to others and to winning the state gold?
So I ran at regionals at 39.13, I believe. And so ranked up to everybody at state it's it's kind of like middle of the pack, but I mean, I it's kind of like middle of the pack, but you have to take into account when like we looked at me and Madrano like talked about it. We looked through everything, and a lot of those kids, the kids that ran the 38, the fastest time is a 38.18, which is just a second faster. So obviously that's just it's 1 second. It's a blink of an eye. I feel like I can beat them. But we talked about it. It was just like if you looked at the conditions of weather, which is a lot of people don't take into account when running. Wind, they ran and they had no wind with like 70 degrees, and we had hot, humid with 15-degree wind in my face, which especially, which also I think helps me a lot because running, in Rockport where it's pretty much windy every single day of practice, and just I feel like it makes me a stronger runner in general. But I believe I think I can win. I think I'm going to win. So that's why I see. That's how I feel.
You have everybody around you running with you. I mean, you're gonna. Everybody jumps to that extra level, and hopefully you'll get up there with them. Good luck in getting up there. I mean, it's a different atmosphere. I'm sure you're gonna rise up to the occasion. So good luck to you with that, man.
Thank you.
Mikey, is there any part of the vault that is the hardest to do? And if it's so, what kind of advice do you have to give to others about improving on it?
Okay, so there's like sporadic people that come up to me and they're like, I don't know, like how you do it. Like I would be scared. Like I'm so scared of heights. But if I'm being honest with you, in all honesty, at regionals, like when I was running down the runway, like I hold my breath and then I don't think about anything. Like that's the only time where my head's like completely free of nothing. And I would say that the hardest part is mentally. That's the hardest part of the vault. Everything else, you don't have to be like the strongest person alive, like the tallest, the fastest. I mean, all those aspects do help, but technique is so important. So it's fun to go out there and vault, like try to get up super high at practice and stuff. But in all honesty, like technique, it's the little things that make you jump like those 6 inches higher, honestly. And learning technique this year was probably pretty tough because I wanted to like go long and like jump from my long run and stuff, but you can't. If you want to get better, you have to like work on the little stuff. So that's probably the hardest part.
There is a lot of little parts into it. I mean, just watching anybody. I mean, like when I went out for track, I would look over there. I'm like, oh no, I ain't gonna try that. There's no way. I was pretty thin, tall myself, but it was not something I was gonna get involved with. But man, just watching stuff like that, it's like wow. Same thing with you, George, and the hurdles. I never ran hurdles. I was a sprinter, but I never did run the hurdles. I was like, man, those things gonna slow me down. No. I just want to sprint. Nothing's gonna slow me down. I just want to go.
I know.
Gabriel, that's all I got for today.
All right, guys, we got a couple more questions for you. So this question is for the both of you. Mikey, I'll go to you first. What would it mean for you to win state this weekend?
It would mean a lot, actually. Like ever since like I just started pole vault, even like last year, I would always watch like these super good girls and super good men and women like vault and like watch their technique, and I'm like, wow, like I want to be them. I want to be that good. And winning state would just like, I want to make Coach Hossa proud. I want to make my parents proud. I want to make the whole community proud. Like, especially being the only vaulter Hossa has ever taken a state before. Like, I want to walk out of there like with a gold medal and like just it would just mean a lot to me.
Well, before I go to George, I just want to say I think you're going to win it, but you're a champion already. Doesn't matter what the result is. You're a champion already. The things you do on a daily basis, those are all traits of a champion. So definitely we want you to bring the gold back, right? But you're a champion no matter what. George, same question to you.
I feel like I feel really proud of myself. I mean, I know that's kind of cliche to say, but I mean, ever since even after COVID, ever since COVID hit, I just ran and practiced almost every single day, not just for, lifting, not just for track, but also track and football also. And I'd be really I really just want to do it for the community. Is really one thing I'm looking forward. Just, bringing home a gold medal to Rockport would be just mean a lot to me, especially because how much how support everyone's been, especially just my 2 years here, and how I just want to, mainly do it for everybody else, not really myself.
Well, George, I'll tell you, we're proud of you. We're proud to have you here in Rockport, and we're definitely proud, right, to have you up there in Austin this weekend and representing Rockport Fulton. I mean, I think we're in good hands with both you and Mikey. So I'll go to the next question, which is to you, George, and then I'll go to Mikey with the same question. What's the support been like, right? So, you know you're going to state at that moment till now. What's the support been like in school with other students, your other athletes that you played with, the teachers, the coaches, when you're out in the community, your family? What's that support been like for you?
Oh, it's been unreal. The amount of people that know is quite crazy. I was at work the other day, and my coworkers know. I was like, I guess if you post it on Facebook, it's just news for everybody. But it makes me just feel I feel proud of myself, and that way that everyone's patting me on the back, but at the same time I'm like, well, I haven't really done anything yet. I mean, I want to go win. That would be more of an accomplishment than just getting there. I'm here, why not win? So I feel like after the meet and after all of this pressure's off, I'll feel a lot more better about myself in the community. And just the support already has been unreal. I mean, everybody's telling me things like, you're going to do great. It's just, builds up my confidence, and just know that I'm not just running for myself, that I'm running for the logo on my jersey.
Absolutely. Hey, I'll tell you what, and this community backs you up 100%. Mikey?
I've always had a really good support system, especially my track team and my softball team. I would feed off their confidence that they give me. Every meet, they would always come and watch me, and it would give me so much confidence. And even my softball team, even if I'm not out there, they always they're the first people that are texting me in my phone, congratulations. They all gave me a hug. Andreas gave me a hug before I left. And especially my church group, a big group of them come to watch my softball games, my track meets at regionals, and they're going to Austin on Thursday, and it means so much to me. At the Shining Star banquet a couple days ago, the last week maybe, so many adults came up to me, and it's not that I felt overwhelmed, but I felt like I didn't know how big of a deal it was, if that makes sense. I didn't know so many people knew about it really, but it feels so unreal that I have so much support behind me, and I have so many people walking with me, and it just feels unreal. Feels really nice.
Well, Mikey and George, I'll tell you, we here at the Pirates Cove, we brag a lot. That's why this podcast is here. Sometimes I think I overdo it, but I'm proud. I love Rockport. I graduated back in the 90s, and I've always supported Rockport. It's my hometown, right? It's where my kids went to school. It's where one graduates, where the other one's going to graduate this year. So it means a lot to me. So when I see what you guys are doing here, or when the football team is in the playoffs, or the softball girls are, number one in state, or the basketball girls are on a 20-game win streak, here at the Pirates Cove, we brag. And we brag because we're proud, and we want the community, and not only the Rockport community, but there's people on this Pirates Cove that are not from Rockport that follow us. There are people that graduated with me they don't even live in the state of Texas, but they follow us. And that's the whole purpose, is to be able to show our community we got good athletes here. This is the work that they're putting in, and look at where they're going. Our coaches, everything that we do here, it's just to bring it out. And let the community know what type of athletes we have here. So for you two, when I get off here, this video will be uploaded to the YouTube channel, and then it's going to go to Facebook and Twitter. And then we're also going to put down that you guys are going to be traveling up tomorrow and participating this weekend. So well, hopefully we'll get some more likes. So we brag about you guys every chance we get. So it'll never go away. We'll make sure of that. And then the last question I have for you guys is, and Mikey already knows this, I always like to ask. So you guys are athletes, George. I know you played football, you ran track. I don't know if you did anything else, but I watched you on the football field this year and last year. Mikey, I know you do pole vault and you do softball, but when you guys are not in sport mode, right, and you're just relaxing, what do you guys do? Mikey, I'll go to you first. What do you do? Do you take a nap? I know I told you that before. I like to take a nap, but do you take a nap? What do y'all do?
Well, I go, as I said, like I go to the gym every chance I get. Like it's a little fun for me. Like that's my fun, I guess. But I also hang out with my family and my friends and relax, watch Netflix.
There you go.
I love some me time.
There you go. Netflix is the way to go. George?
Oh, my life's a lot more boring than Mikey's. If I'm not if I'm not doing track, I'm either sleeping or taking a nap at work, I hang out with friends and like I like to go eat with my friends. I love Panjos. And then schoolwork, the usual. I like to go to the gym. I go to the gym a lot, but that's also counts as working out. So just hang out with my friends, enjoying, trying to keep my mind off of, usually try to keep my mind off of track, sleeping. So does that really well for me.
Yeah. No, hey, Johnny, I think we call it here on the parts called nap chat, right?
What's that?
Nap chat. Is that what you said one time? Do they nap chat? Something like that. I don't know what that means.
Snapchat.
Snapchat. Yeah. It was just something we throw out here to just have a little bit of fun. Well, guys, those are all the questions that I have. And just before I throw it over to Johnny to have his final thoughts on this podcast, I do want to say that
I think we lost everybody. No, I just wanted to let y'all know that y'all, good luck to y'all, and hopefully y'all bring back the gold. I mean, it's gonna be great. This is a great week. We had track going on, we had softball going on, we got baseball going on. It's just a great time to be a part. So hopefully we come out winners with all the way around. Just go out positive, and hopefully we get this going. Mike, you have anything else to say?
Hopefully I'll come back with some gold on my chest.
George?
Oh, same thing. What Mikey said. I'm just gonna give it my all. That's all I can do.
Yeah.